Those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati. I'm a physical therapist. And today we're going to talk about simple solutions to manage your pain. Now, before I get into this topic, how many of you have ever stepped on a Lego? I did last night, and my God, it's painful. So, okay, I was just thinking about how I perceived the pain the moment I stepped on a Lego. It was a tiny, tiny Lego, but when I stepped on it with my full weight, and I could feel the pain, and immediately I withdrew my foot and, of course, got rid of that Lego. But I was just thinking, do we actually understand what happens when we have pain? Of course, we all know that pain is an unpleasant sensation, right? However, when we have pain, what happens? So when I stepped on the Lego, the sensation of that Lego under my foot, on the sole of my foot, traveled right up to my brain, and then from my brain perceived that sensation, and then it told the foot to basically withdraw itself right from that sensation. So that's how I took my foot off the Lego. So when this happens, it's within the fractions of a second, right? It's a really fast reaction. So pain is usually perceived as quite negative. However, it is actually quite protective in nature. Now, if you think about it, if this was not a Lego, say it was something hot like fire. So if, say, my hand is about to touch fire and I don't withdraw my hand, I'm going to get burned, right? So pain is a protective mechanism. Now, this is a very simplified version of what I told you about the sensations going up to into my brain and then my foot being withdrawn from the Lego. However, it is not as simple. With this pain, so basically, this pain, other things are happening in your brain. It's not just the perception of pain. There are other areas of your brain that generate thoughts that are associated with the sensation, right? So these thoughts can be positive or negative. For example, let me elaborate this, okay? So, for example, if, say, I go for a run this morning and I come back and my legs are a little achy, I have some soreness in my, say, quads, I will live with that pain the whole day till probably the next day, but I will perceive it as a positive pain because I know I'm going to achieve something out of this, or something positive is going to come out of it, right? On the other hand, consider this scenario. You've just had an accident, you're driving your car, you've just had an accident, and um your airbags inflated. While you are in that situation, you might feel a sharp pain around, say, your neck area. Yeah, just a random example. Now you are scared. This is a negative thought that is generated with this pain. You are thinking, oh my God, have I fractured something? Am I paralyzed? Am I going to be able to move? Is this airbag going to suffocate me? So there are lots of associated negative thoughts with that pain in your neck that you get, right? So really, it is the uh, basically the impact or the tissue damage, and then is the thought process. From that thought comes the emotional response. So when I'm in that road traffic accident situation, I might start crying or shouting for help. So that's my emotional response. Or if you've been diagnosed with, say, a life-threatening condition, you have uh, cancer or some problem like that, God forbid. So you will have a lot of depression, anxiety, fear that goes along with this. So these are the emotional response to those negative thoughts. However, when you have gone for the run, or you've done a workout in the gym and you're really sore, you have a positive response. You feel really motivated. You feel like you've achieved something, right? So you see the difference between the two types of perception of pain. Now, if we go deeper into this pain behavior, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here. If you know what's happening, right, from that tissue damage to pain response to those thoughts and those emotional patterns that are generated, if you're aware of this whole sequence and you can actually step back and look at yourself in that situation, you will be able to perceive that pain in a different manner. You can actually modulate your thinking to change the perception of pain, right? And it sounds a little far-fetched, but it's actually possible. that is what people call mindset nowadays. It's a bit of a woo woo term, not many people like to hear about it, but a lot of your pain is modulated by your thinking and your emotions. Now, if you want to know how to modify this and how to actually change the perception of your pain, I'll come to that a little later. I'm going to talk to you about one more thing that you can do to manage your pain. Now, this is on a physical level, okay, and this is probably the simplest and easiest one that you're going to come across, okay. So this is basically movement, right? Our bodies are not made for static postures, whether it is static sitting, static standing, or any static postures, except in the night when you're sleeping and the body needs to be in a static position. So what happens is, usually most of us will be sitting for long hours, either at our desk, or even if you're not working, you are a housemaker, or you will be sitting for long hours, be it in front of Netflix or standing in your kitchen cooking or being with your kids or driving. We do tend to sit for long durations. So what can you do? How do you avoid these static postures? So suppose you're on a phone call, right? If it's not a video call, what you can do is walk around the room, because you've been sitting for a long time, or even if you have a standing desk, you've been standing for a while, get some movement, right? Just walk, just stroll around in the house or the room while, or your office while you're on a normal regular call. If you're on a video call and obviously you can't move around, what you can do is you can shift your weight from one side to another. So basically on one side of your bottom to another side, okay? Or you can uncross your legs under the table. I am basically, I've just moved, right? That doesn't look very disruptive, right? So you can do that. Or say you've been sitting for a long time, what you can do is slow neck movements. So rotate your head from one side to another, or just tilt your head from one side to another. So this is simple enough, right? You can do this every hour, one, two, three times, depending on how much time you have, right? So these are really simple solutions. Now, there are quite a few easy things that you can do to manage your pain. We are not talking medication here, just simple lifestyle changes, some easy strategies that you can implement in your everyday life. I talk a lot about these in detail in my free Facebook group. And in fact, we did a training, sorry, we did a training on this a while ago. So it's sitting there in the Facebook group. So those of you who are in there, just go into the guide section and have a look. And those of you who are not there and would like to join, I would leave a link in the description below for my Facebook group, and feel free to join. And yeah, we do discuss this and many more topics related to joint, muscle, pain, etc. in there. And for those of you who are watching me on Instagram, I will leave a link in the bio to my community. Alrighty. So if you're watching me on the replay, if you're not around right now, please comment hashtag replay so I know you've been here. And if you're catching my video on the YouTube, or if you're on any other platform, and you can jump over to my YouTube. I will leave the link in the description. And you can, if you like what I'm talking about, you can like this video, you can subscribe or press that bell button so YouTube lets you know when I'm live the next time. Alrighty, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and I'd be happy to help you. Alrighty, I will see you guys the next time. Bye.